Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. The bold and the beautiful spoilers. Brooke is Luna's next victim. Bill's reunion fuels Batty's new plot. The bold and the beautiful B&B. Spoilers reveal that Luna Nozowa, Lisa Yamada, isn't done wreaking havoc. Now that Luna is back on screen and writing letters to Bill Spencer, Dawn Diamond, it may not be long until she unleashes some far worse drama. Luna clearly hasn't turned from her wicked ways, so it's only a matter of time before she somehow gets out of jail. Whether Luna escapes or gets off the hook on temporary insanity, we can see a path to freedom here. Regardless, Luna is determined to make Bill her man, and she can't be stuck in the slammer for that to happen. Of course, Luna and Bill's happily ever after isn't really a possibility, but that won't stop her from pursuing it. However, a surprising new obstacle could land in Luna's path. B&B has been offering up some hints about a possible Bill and Brooke Logan, Catherine Kelly Lang reunion, so that could be a problem for Luna. Now that Brooke is set to uncover Carter Walton, Lawrence St. Victor, and Hope Logan's Annika Noel LLC takeover plot, she may blow up her relationship with Ridge Forrester, Thorsten K., by failing to warn him. If that's the case, you can bet Brooke's going to need someone to lean on in the aftermath of her split. That someone could easily be Bill. So what if Luna somehow finds out about him reconnecting with his former flame? There might be a situation where Luna escapes and spies on Bill with Brooke. On the other hand, Luna might score her release after a psychiatric facility stint if she plays her legal cards right. That could still lead to Luna watching Brooke and Bill's reunion play out. Even Bill himself might admit his reconnection with Brooke and try to deter Luna from pining over him. Bottom line, there are good reasons to believe Bill and Brooke might be headed down a romantic road again. If that's the case, Brooke could become a major target for Luna since she'll be standing in the way of Luna's dream guy. Our B&B predictions point to Luna causing more danger somewhere down the line, so Bill may have to play hero if Luna tries to make Brooke her next victim. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say Luna's Bill obsession will lead to some wild twists and turns, so stay tuned for updates on all the stunning news to come. The Forrester mansion hummed with tension as the latest secrets simmered beneath the polished veneer of luxury and glamour. The spotlight had shifted to Luna, a seemingly sweet and unassuming new player in Los Angeles. She had entered quietly, a fresh face in a world of fiery dramas and age-old rivalries. But the innocent facade she wore was cracking, and Luna's true motives were poised to unravel the lives of Brooke Logan, Bill Spencer, and those closest to them. Luna's web tightens. Luna had arrived in Los Angeles under the guise of a budding designer looking to learn from the best at Forrester Creations. She quickly ingratiated herself with Hope, offering seemingly genuine friendship to a woman caught in a maelstrom of personal crisis. It was easy enough. Hope welcomed the distraction as her relationship with Liam faltered once again. But Luna's charm was no accident. It was calculated, deliberate. She was the daughter of a woman Brooke had wronged decades ago, a bitter grudge passed down like a cursed heirloom. With every fabric swatch she presented and every fashion meeting she attended, Luna worked to position herself closer to Brooke Logan, a woman she saw as the source of her family's pain. It started subtly, a misplaced file, a miscommunication that left Brooke in an awkward spot with Ridge. Then came the whispers. Luna insinuated that Brooke had been manipulating situations to gain leverage at Forrester. Small cracks formed in Brooke's relationships as Ridge began questioning her honesty, just as Luna intended. Bill Spencer's unexpected reunion. While Luna wove her web, Bill Spencer was busy reigniting an old flame. After months of reflection and failed attempts at love, he had circled back to Katie. Their reunion sent shockwaves through the Spencer family and beyond, stirring emotions in unexpected quarters. Bill, never one to shy away from theatrics, made a grand declaration of his devotion to Katie at Il Giardino. The romantic moment, however, caught the attention of someone lurking in the shadows, Luna. For Luna, Bill was more than a high-profile billionaire. He was a potential pawn in her vendetta. His connection to Brooke was undeniable, their history peppered with passionate reunions and devastating betrayals. Luna saw an opportunity to weaponize that past. If she could manipulate Bill into rekindling his feelings for Brooke, it could fracture Brooke's life even further. Brooke becomes the target. Unaware of the storm brewing around her, Brooke was relishing the temporary calm in her life. Her relationship with Ridge was on solid ground, and she was cautiously optimistic about Hope and Liam's chances of reconciliation. But Luna's plans began to materialize with a cruel precision. One evening, Brooke found herself the recipient of a mysterious package left at her front door. Inside was a folder containing photos of her and Bill during one of their many controversial entanglements. Alongside the images was a note. "The past always catches up, doesn't it?" Brooke dismissed the package as the work of a disgruntled tabloid reporter, but Luna's next move was far more sinister. She orchestrated a meeting between Bill and Brooke at Forrester Creations, knowing full well that Katie would overhear. "I just wanted to thank you for always being there for me," Bill said to Brooke in the privacy of her office. His words were innocuous enough, but Luna's carefully planted audio recording told a different story. With a few selective edits, she made it sound as though Bill was professing his love for Brooke, a damning narrative that she leaked to Katie. Katie's fury sparks a chain reaction. Katie confronted Brooke with the recording, her anger spilling over into accusations of betrayal. Brooke, blindsided and hurt, vehemently denied any wrongdoing. But the damage was done. Ridge, who overheard part of the confrontation, began to question Brooke's loyalty yet again. Meanwhile, Bill found himself caught in the crossfire. Katie, feeling humiliated and used, distanced herself from him. Luna watched from the sidelines, satisfied as her plan unfolded like a finely crafted script. The baddie's endgame. Luna wasn't content to stop at destroying Brooke's relationships. Her ultimate goal was to oust Brooke from Forrester Creations altogether, stripping her of the influence and status she had wielded for years. She began planting evidence of supposed financial mismanagement, implicating Brooke in a scandal that could threaten the company's reputation. But Luna underestimated Brooke's resilience. When Brooke discovered Luna's connection to her past, she began piecing together the young woman's motives. With help from Eric and Hope, Brooke launched a counteroffensive, digging into Luna's background and uncovering the lies she had spun since arriving in Los Angeles. Bill's redemption arc. As Luna's plot unraveled, Bill found himself at a crossroads. He realized how deeply he had hurt Katie and resolved to make amends. For once, his charm and grand gestures weren't enough. Katie demanded genuine accountability. In an unexpected twist, Bill became an ally to Brooke in her fight against Luna. The two joined forces to expose Luna's manipulations, confronting her at a high-stakes Forrester board meeting. "You've underestimated Brooke Logan," Bill said, his voice dripping with menace. "And that's a mistake you won't recover from." Luna's facade crumbled under the weight of the evidence Brooke and Bill presented. She was forced to confess her vendetta, her carefully constructed world collapsing in spectacular fashion. A new chapter. In the aftermath, Brooke emerged stronger, her relationships with Ridge and Katie tentatively repaired. Luna, though defeated, vowed to return, her thirst for revenge undiminished. As for Bill, his redemption arc continued as he worked tirelessly to prove himself to Katie. Their reunion, though fragile, became a beacon of hope in the turbulent world of the bold and the beautiful. But in true soap opera fashion, one lingering question remained. Had Luna truly been working alone, or was she merely the puppet of a larger, more sinister force? The Forrester mansion may have regained its calm, but the drama was far from over. After all, in Los Angeles, secrets have a way of surfacing, and the bold always find a way to rise above the beautiful. The bold and the beautiful spoilers. Will Steffy bust Carter by reading LLC paperwork, refusing to sign for takeover? The bold and the beautiful B&B. Spoilers reveal that Carter Walton, Lawrence St. Victor, is cooking up a takeover scheme, but it all hinges on Steffy Forrester, Jacqueline McSinswood, and Ridge Forrester's Thorsten K. Trust. Since Steffy doesn't have much of that when it comes to Carter lately, it could throw off his plans in a big way. Carter explained to Hope Logan, Annika Noel, that if his name is listed as the one in charge on the LLC document, then he can run Forrester Creations. Ridge and Steffy's signatures are all Carter needs to make this happen. Carter doesn't think that'll be a problem since Ridge has been hounding him to get the LLC paperwork done anyway. According to Carter, Steffy and Ridge never look at stuff like this before signing it. However, there could be a flaw in Carter's plot since Steffy is getting more suspicious of him every day. Ridge may put his name down no problem, but what if Steffy hesitates and decides something isn't right? It's easy to imagine Steffy hovering above the papers with a pen, while Carter insists everything is standard and legit. Carter may push Steffy to sign and argue that they need to get this done right away. It could leave Steffy curious about why Carter is suddenly so eager to focus on something other than saving Hope in her line. Steffy's intuition might tell her that something feels off, so what if that causes her to pump the brakes? It might be interesting if Steffy thwarts Carter's plan by figuring out what he's up to. Steffy could bust Carter and fire him on the spot. Ridge would inevitably back Steffy up once she opened his eyes to Carter's betrayal. It'd be quite the twist to watch Carter's underdog scheme turn into a big flop that leaves him out of Forrester Creations, too. Of course, that twist could still happen, even if Steffy makes the mistake of signing and launching this takeover. There's no way it'll stick indefinitely if Carter does manage to pull this off, so a legal fight could undo Carter's actions and get him fired. The Forresters will eventually reign supreme when it comes to their family business, so we'll bring you more predictions on all the B&B drama and any shocking news to come. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say Carter's about to play with fire and could get burned right along with Hope, so stay tuned for updates on what's brewing. The Forrester Creations boardroom was unusually quiet for a Friday afternoon. Steffy Forrester sat at the head of the long mahogany table, her eyes sharp as they skimmed through the stack of legal documents in front of her. The meeting should have ended 30 minutes ago, but there was something off about the paperwork Carter Walton had just presented. Her instincts, sharpened by years of experience running the family business, kicked into high gear. "Carter," Steffy said, her tone firm but measured, "this doesn't add up." Carter's smile faltered ever so slightly, but he quickly recovered. "What do you mean?" he asked, leaning forward with an air of confidence. "These LLC transfer documents. They're dense. More than they need to be," Steffy replied, holding up one of the pages. "I'm used to legal jargon, but this," she gestured to the fine print, "looks like it's designed to confuse rather than clarify." Across the room, Ridge Forrester exchanged a wary glance with Brooke Logan, who had joined the meeting at Steffy's insistence. Brooke, usually quick to chime in, stayed silent, her brow furrowed as she studied Carter's reaction. "Steffy," Carter began, his voice calm, "this is standard language for any corporate merger. The attorneys vetted it thoroughly. There's nothing unusual here." But Steffy wasn't convinced. She flipped through the pages again, her sharp eye catching something buried deep in the document's structure, the name of an unfamiliar entity. "Tell me about Dominion Holdings, LLC," she said suddenly, her gaze locking onto Carter. Carter hesitated, and in that pause, Steffi knew she'd struck gold. Secrets beneath the surface. For weeks, rumors had swirled about a potential shakeup at Forrester Creations. Competitors were circling like vultures, eager to exploit any weakness in the iconic fashion house. And while Steffi trusted Carter as the company's COO, she also knew he wasn't immune to personal agendas, especially with his recent entanglements with Quinn Fuller and Katie Logan still fresh in everyone's minds. "Dominion Holdings is just a shell company," Carter said smoothly, recovering his composure. "It's part of the restructuring process to streamline the transition." Steffi leaned back in her chair, crossing her arms. "Streamline or conceal?" "Are you accusing me of something?" Carter asked, his voice tinged with irritation. "I'm asking questions," Steffi shot back. "Questions that need answers before I sign anything." At that moment, Thomas Forrester walked in, his face lit up with a self-satisfied grin. "Am I interrupting?" "Perfect timing," Steffi said, waving him over. "We were just discussing some questionable legal paperwork Carter brought for the board's approval." Thomas raised an eyebrow. "Questionable? That doesn't sound like Carter." "Exactly my point," Steffi replied, "which is why I'm digging deeper." A closer look. As the meeting adjourned for a break, Steffi retreated to her office with the documents in hand. She called in the company's legal team, instructing them to perform a deep dive into Dominion Holdings, LLC. Meanwhile, she reached out to an old friend in the business world, one who specialized in uncovering corporate fraud. Hours later, the findings began to trickle in. Dominion Holdings wasn't just a shell company. It was linked to a web of dubious investors, including one with ties to a former rival of the Forresters. The name Bill Spencer leaped off the page like a red flag. Steffi's jaw tightened. Could Bill be orchestrating a hostile takeover through Carter? It seemed far-fetched, but stranger things had happened in their world of high-stakes drama and tangled alliances. Confrontation. The next morning, Steffi summoned Carter to her office. She didn't bother with pleasantries. "I know about Dominion Holdings," she said, sliding the damning evidence across her desk. "Care to explain why Bill Spencer's fingerprints are all over this deal?" Carter's face hardened. "It's not what you think." "Then tell me what it is," Steffi demanded. Carter sighed, running a hand through his hair. "Look, Bill approached me a few months ago. He said he wanted to invest in Forrester Creations, but I told him it wasn't my call. This Dominion Holdings thing was his way of getting a foot in the door without drawing too much attention. I swear, Steffi, I had no idea it went this far." Steffi's eyes narrowed. "Do you expect me to believe you didn't notice Bill Spencer's involvement?" "You're too smart for that, Carter. Either you're lying or you were willfully blind." "I was trying to protect the company," Carter snapped. "You have no idea how much pressure I've been under to keep us afloat." "Protecting the company doesn't mean selling it out," Steffi retorted. The fallout. As news of the debacle spread through the Forrester offices, tensions reached a boiling point. Rich confronted Carter in the design studio, accusing him of betrayal. Brooke, ever the voice of reason, tried to mediate, but even she couldn't deny that Carter's actions had jeopardized the company. Meanwhile, Bill Spencer made a surprise appearance at Forrester Creations, unrepentant as ever. "You've got guts, I'll give you that," Steffi told him, meeting him in the lobby. Bill smirked. "It's just business, Steffi. You of all people should understand that." "This isn't business. It's sabotage," Steffi shot back. "And if you think I'm going to let you take over Forrester Creations, you've got another thing coming." Bill's smirk faltered, just for a moment. "We'll see about that." Steffi's next move. Determined to safeguard her family's legacy, Steffi took matters into her own hands. She called an emergency board meeting where she laid out the full extent of Bill and Carter's scheme. From now on, she announced, any major decisions will require unanimous board approval. No more backroom deals, no more loopholes. Forrester Creations belongs to this family, and I'll do whatever it takes to keep it that way. The board erupted into applause, and for the first time in days, Steffi felt a sense of relief. But as she glanced at Carter, standing silently in the corner, she couldn't shake the feeling that this wasn't the end of the story. The aftermath. In the weeks that followed, Carter worked tirelessly to rebuild his reputation. He apologized to Steffi and the rest of the board, promising to earn back their trust. But his relationship with Katie Logan took a hit, as she struggled to reconcile the man she loved with the mistakes he'd made. As for Bill, he retreated, for now. But Steffi knew better than to underestimate him. "Let him try again," she told Ridge over a glass of champagne one evening. "I'll be ready." Ridge grinned. "That's my girl." And with that, Steffi turned her attention back to the future, determined to lead Forrester Creations to even greater heights, on her terms and no one else's.